Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you so much for stopping by here tonight. It is time for another pay-per-view. Unfortunately, the pay-per-view calendar is just so damn quick, and we have fastly come upon 2017's edition of the WWE Hell in a Cell, brought to us by SmackDown Live, and we are here to talk about it right here and right now on the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. So, without further ado, let's do this. All right, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me here again on the channel today. My name is Nick Nightmare. With me, as always, is Blue, the Snowball Microphone, the world heavyweight champion of all the microphones in all the world. And we are here to talk about this Sunday's Hell in a Cell. And after SmackDown Live from Tuesday, I'm really not that interested. I'll be honest with you, I'm not. I have almost zero vested interest in the main event of the whole entire evening. Everybody's talking about how great it's going to be, and I'm probably alone on an island in this one, but I really could care less about Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens inside the Hell in a Cell, and now they made it even more intriguing, and I use that very sarcastically, by making it Falls Count Anywhere. Falls should only count within the Hell in a Cell in a Hell in a Cell match, but by adding the Falls Count Anywhere stipulation, you've essentially rendered the Hell in a Cell absolutely useless. You told everybody how this match was going to end in some way, shape, or form. You know they're going to be outside the cage, so what was the point of putting them in the cage in the first place? If you want my honest opinion, there should only be one Hell in a Cell match taking place on this night, and it is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. That match between the Usos and the New Day is the only feud in all of pro wrestling, I shouldn't say pro wrestling, in all of the WWE that makes sense to be placed inside this cell. There's no other feud that has had a long-lasting impact, that has delivered on match quality time and time again, no matter whether they were in front of a no-show, pre-show crowd of WrestleMania, or whether they were in the middle of a packed house of a Monday Night Raw. Wish there hasn't been a packed house of Monday Night Raw, but that's what Big E said, so that's what we're going to say. Regardless of where the battle went down, the Usos versus the New Day have always been very, very entertaining, and their work in the ring has been fantastic. I have said many times on this channel, I feel like these guys are watching what's going on in New Japan. They are high on what's going on in NXT, and they're bringing some of it in small doses under the disguise of the tag team division, and nobody's really picking up on it, but I could see it, and it's been great, and I can't wait for that Hell in a Cell match. The only match on this card that really has my attention at all. Everything else, there's a but. You know, there's a couple of decent matches on this card, but none of them either make sense or matter or really make you care. I know I don't care. Do you really give a shit about Randy Orton versus Rusev? Because I certainly don't. That feud has come and gone and sailed way past its due date. I could care less. The only good thing that I could see happening here is if Rusev finally gets his due. After losing in such an embarrassing fashion to Randy Orton, and by seemingly being on the short end of the stick every single week on SmackDown Live, Rusev needs to win this match, and if he does not win this match, then we're just going right back to down at the bottom of the barrel. You might as well just hang out with Titus and the boys in the back that don't matter. Because if Rusev does not win, where do we go with Rusev from here? Randy Orton does not need to be winning anymore. He's Randy Orton. He did his damage to Bray Wyatt. Now we're going to do it to Rusev. He couldn't get over Jinder Mahal. We didn't care. because we don't care about Randy Orton anymore. Good guy Randy Orton sucks. Randy Orton has said it himself. He was on Edge and Christian's podcast and he said he is so tired of being good guy Randy Orton. And this opportunity is presenting itself in its purest form at Hell in a Cell. Randy Orton should either begin a losing streak or lose to Rusev and absolutely snap and go back to being the Viper the way he's supposed to be. That's what I want to happen. What I expect to happen is Randy Orton's going to end up winning this match because this is the WWE, right? So why would we put over Rusev? That would be a dream come true. So hopefully that's what happens. That's what I want to happen, but I don't think so. I think somehow Randy Orton will come out with the win. We're going to have the Fashion Files. Do you care? Is it going to be big enough to be shown on a pay-per-view? First of all, this is a B-level pay-per-view. So them coming back to the SmackDown roster at this pay-per-view is nothing different than if they were to come back on on Tuesday. Why did they not come back on Tuesday anyway? Was it a time constraint thing? You couldn't put whatever 2-minute piece of garbage you threw together for the Fashion Files up on SmackDown. You had to delay it. And something tells me we're going to get to the pay-per-view and they're not going to have it then either. And that maybe they're going to delay it even further and we'll have to see it this coming Tuesday on the follow-up show from Hell in a Cell. But that remains to be seen. The kickoff match, which I forgot to make mention of, will be Gable and Benjamin versus the Hype Bros. Are you going to be sure to tune in? Because I certainly don't care. And it's a shame that Gable and Benjamin are the team with the most potential. They're being put against a team that is combusting internally. So what do you think is going to happen? This is predictable. We all know that there's going to be a miscommunication somewhere in the Hype Bros. That dissolution is going to probably finally take its course and happen and not be teased anymore at Hell in a Cell this Sunday during the kickoff show. So how much importance do you think the WWE really places on this story? Or on these two teams? Doesn't matter. Let's just get it over with. Let's do something for the pre-show crowd if they get there in time. If the people outside the arena let the fans in on time. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But Gable and Benjamin, they're going to win this match. Hype Bros will probably break up. Probably won't even see it. Pre-show nonsense. The glorious Bobby Roode is going up against Dr. Boring Dolph Ziggler. I don't know why I called him a doctor just there. I think because I was trying to do something with the D. Dr. Dolph Boring Ziggler ass. Because I can't take it anymore. And I just really hope that this is the last time we see Dolph Ziggler on WWE TV. He needs to go away. We say it time and time again. He's just dug himself into this gigantic hole ever since he was buried by Cena all those years ago. And he just has not recovered ever since. Dolph Ziggler is in mediocre territory. All of the stuff he's done has not even been entertaining. Many people, many fans are saying that this Sunday at Hell in a Cell, Dolph Ziggler's finally going to come out to CM Punk's music, which will probably be the best thing about seeing Dolph Ziggler is just hearing that. I'm not going to fall for it. And if that crowd pops huge for the CM Punk music, then wherever this is taking place, it's not listed here and I forget where it's taking place, that will definitely be the dumbest crowd in the history of pro wrestling. So if you're going to that show and you live in that area and you know you're going to Hell in a Cell, please don't be fooled by such a thing, because I need you guys to be smarter than that. CM Punk is nowhere near the WWE right now. Everybody calm down. That is going to be how Dolph comes in. Probably not. He'll probably come up with something else. I don't know if they'd even want to give Punk that due. But Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler might be a sleeper match. You know, this might end up being the match of the night when all is said and done, because you have two incredible talents who can absolutely wrestle in the ring. So I expect the in-ring quality of this match to be off the charts. And when I expect something so great, I'm usually disappointed. So I'm not sure where they're really going to go with this. Bobby Roode's going to win this match. He's got all the momentum. There's no reason for him to lose to Dolph Ziggler unless they really, really want to prove to the world how much these main roster guys just absolutely hate the guys from NXT. That's what, if Dolph Ziggler beats Bobby Roode, there's no other reason than that. Everybody on the main roster holds a grudge against NXT for being the best wrestling show in the world right now, and they're burying the talent one by one. that will be the only reason Dolph Ziggler wins. Otherwise, it's going to be a glorious victory, glorious DDT, and hopefully we don't see Dolph Ziggler around much anymore. And he goes and reinvents himself a la Cody Rhodes in the Independence. That's my biggest thing. Of everything he could do, that is my biggest thing that he could do. Just do it. Do it. United States Championship match. The United States Champion AJ Styles going up against another very boring, very generic, very nonsensical opponent in Baron Corbin. The guy that has been essentially killed on TV each and every week since losing the Money in the Bank cash-in opportunity. He's just absolutely god-awful. He really is. I don't enjoy anything he's been doing lately, and maybe that's because they're not really giving him enough time to have decent matches and to showcase himself in the way he was down at NXT. He didn't say much, which was part of the allure of the character, the mystique of Baron Corbin. He just came out, laid waste to everybody, end of days, and thank you for coming. It's over. Baron Corbin was huge. He was a top prospect. He was brought up too soon. Another one of these NXT guys that just aren't getting put over the right way at the main roster. Which brings me to my earlier point that I just think they hate NXT. And they don't want these guys to succeed. Because it proves that Triple H and everything that he's doing down there is right. And knows what they're doing. And have created stars for the main roster to take and completely extinguish. That has been the trend. And I expect that to continue. AJ Styles has got to win this match. You're going to have him go and put over Baron Corbin after he's been such a damn loser for so long. Who wants to see that? And once he puts this to the side, can we get back to doing the US Open Challenge the right way, please? I was kind of waiting as long as I could to do this review, preview rather, because I fully expected them to add Ty Dillinger to this match, and that may still be coming. If that does happen, it will throw a wrench into what I've been just talking about, but he will definitely be a wild card, and I would be accepting of Dillinger somehow stealing that title in that match and then elevate AJ right back to the World Heavyweight title situation as soon as everything is said and done. We can get that belt on the right guy as soon as possible, please. So I would be accepting of that, but other than that, AJ Styles is going to remain United States Champion. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship Hell in a Cell match, we've already talked about very briefly. I expect these two teams, to go out there and want to steal the show. This match has the most potential to absolutely floor everybody and be what everybody's talking about when they leave the arena that night. These guys have been absolute workhorses in the ring. The Usos' work have been fantastic. I don't know if I said that right. Usos was not the right way. The Usos is... No, see, I almost said it again. The Usos' work on the mic, in the ring, has been the best of their whole entire career. The New Day, they've been going out, having all their fun, doing their New Day thing. It's kind of been getting annoying, but it was a pleasant surprise to see the New Day come out and take things seriously, and it would actually add a lot to this upcoming match. By them not coming around and just, joking around and jerking off all over everything, they're taking this seriously, which means this is a big time match, and they know, and they're preparing, and they're going into it, and they are not going to leave anything on the table. They are going to throw it all out there, and this match is going to kill it. I'm guaranteeing you right now. Match of the night, SmackDown Tag Team Championship. What's wrong with me tonight? I think I just worked a little too much this week, and I'm overtired. Between doing the videos and actually, making real money, working my ass off every day, I think my brain's a little jumbled. But let's get past the jumbledness and get through the final three matches on this card, which are all okay, I guess, but nothing that's really intriguing me. We got Natty versus Charlotte, and all of the best insiders are predicting that Charlotte Flair is going to win this match. If she does, I'll be okay with it, only because, it's Charlotte, and she would be a great champion. She is a great champion. She's not great on the mic still. I don't know why she cannot turn it up and stop trying to read in her brain so much to have that robot sound that, we all like to make fun of. But her wrestling speaks for itself. She's definitely the best wrestler in the female division on that roster right now, SmackDown Live. And it would make sense for her to beat Natty, but it would make more sense for Natty to retain. Let her have a nice run. Let Charlotte continue to chase, because that's where the money is made. Let Natty win some bullshit way. Let her have a schmaz ending. Maybe somebody comes out and interferes. Maybe Asuka comes out and interferes in the match. She's going to Raw, but who's to say she can't do that? She's not on Raw yet. She could make an appearance here, maybe just sitting in the crowd, cause a little bit of a disturbance, and then, Natty retains the title. Or we have somebody new come up from NXT. Whatever you want to do. You want to have Paige come back in the middle of this match and throw a wrench into everything. I'm all for that. Let's do that. Because that would be amazing. And then you have Paige take it from Natty, and then you build Paige versus Charlotte as the feud of the year. Come on. Leading up into that would be the only way they could compete against the Monday Night Raw division when Asuka drops her beautifulness on the world over there. Paige is the only way they can combat that, to keep the divisions at an equal level, even though they both still need so much work. So I'm hoping for Natty to retain. I doubt it. I think they all feel bad for Charlotte. She's going to have a pity party on Sunday, and they're going to just give her the title due to everything that Rick's been through and the fact that she's had a real tough few months, I guess. So here's your consolation prize. I don't know. That's probably what's going to happen. Final two matches of the night, the two main events, I really could care less about either one of them. And in this first case, it's a goddamn shame, because I would never in my life have told you that I am not interested in a Shinsuke Nakamura match. But in this case, I am not interested in a Shinsuke Nakamura match. As predictable as you want to believe this is, that Shinsuke has been on the shit end of the stick for so long, and that he has to come up and have his vengeance at this pay-per-view. He has to. It makes it predictable. So, is the WWE going to swerve us all who think we know it all and going to keep the title on Jinder Mahal? As we've talked about previously on this channel, and as everybody's probably talking about, it has been reported that Jinder Mahal is not dropping that title until somewhere around the Royal Rumble. The WWE is scheduled to be going back to India in early December, and I would be very surprised if they have plans in place to make Jinder not be the champion by the time they go there. Or if they take it from him, he'll probably have it back around his waist by the time they head back to India in December. Not that it did them so much of a favor the first time. It was not received over there as well as they thought it would. Even bringing in the great Khali, the most beloved athlete from that section of the world in that country, did not pop the ratings or make anything about Jinder Mahal matter. So, does any of this matter? If Shinsuke Nakamura wins, great. Now what? The only thing that would make sense is, like I said, you have AJ Styles somehow... hopefully, Ty Dillinger wins and is inserted into the United States Championship match, and then AJ could be free to wrestle Shinsuke. But we want that to happen at WrestleMania. We don't really want that to happen now. We don't want that to be at Survivor Series or even at the Royal Rumble. That is the biggest match you can have on SmackDown Live right now. So, Shinsuke getting the title now would probably lead for them to do that sooner than later. But I don't see that in the plans. I really believe Jinder Mahal's going to win this match. And if they prove me wrong on this one, I will be happy. I will be absolutely happy to be wrong here. But I don't think they're going to take it from him. And truthfully and honestly, if I were Shinsuke Nakamura, and that is the plan, once my shoulder gets pinned to the mat 3, I'm going to ask for my release. And I'm going to go home. Because what was the point of all of this anyway? Right? What would have been the point? If he loses, it's going to be the end of this feud. And if they continue to feud them, again, what is the point? He's constantly lost. Jinder's going to continue to cheat. You can't tell me the Singh midgets are not going to make it inside that cage. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me at all that they're not going to find a way to interfere. That's their thing. That's what they keep over and over and over again booking them to do to keep Jinder Mahal the champion. And they'll be... Oh, I'm sorry, they're not in the cage. See, I'm getting my matches mixed up here. I'm sorry. But the Singh midgets will get involved in this match. And some kind of shenanigans ending is going to happen. As far as talking about the Hell in a Cell, the last Hell in a Cell match, as we started this preview off talking about, I really don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't want to see Shane McMahon go out there to try and kill himself by throwing himself off a cage, even if Kevin Owens is the one to throw him. I don't need this glorified stuntman bullshit where you show up once every 3 or 4 months and try to kill yourself on national television. You have a family at home. You got a cushy job in an office. Go sit there. Run the show. Get the shows to be better. Get better writers. Do office things. That's what a McMahon should be doing. Book the shows yourself. Take more of an ownership of this company. Confront your old man a little more. Give him some more shit to feed off of. Give him good ideas. Tell him the pulse of the fans. This is what Shane and Stephanie should be doing. They shouldn't be showing up on camera, being part of the show. They had their time, man. There was a time and a place for Stephanie and Shane, and it was called the fucking 90s. It's been over for almost 2 decades. We don't even need to see them in this authoritative role anymore. They've burned them into the ground that when they show up, I don't even know why people still cheer for Shane McMahon. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't. Daniel Bryan definitely in recent weeks has done more as a general manager than we've seen Shane do as the commissioner throughout this whole entire thing he's been doing with SmackDown Live. Obviously, as you could tell, I'm not into this. And then you want to throw him into matches. And not just any matches. Now he's going to be in a Hell in a Cell. Because you don't have a Triple H. You don't have an Undertaker. You don't have Austin. You don't have The Rock. You don't have the megastars. And not only do you not have the proper stars to put in this cage, you don't have proper feuds in place to elevate themselves, to allow themselves to be in the cage, except for the New Day and the Usos. So if you were able to do it there, why weren't you able to do it in the main event scene? Or at least in the upper mid-card? Why is Shane McMahon main eventing a pay-per-view in 2017 versus one of the most underrated guys on the roster, Kevin Owens? Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in a Hell in a Cell? That makes all the sense in the world. If you booked Sami Zayn properly since he came back to SmackDown Live, we all wanted him back on SmackDown Live, and what did they do with him? Absolutely nothing. They made him somehow even worse. He should be the one in the cage versus Kevin Owens. With the years of history and the amount of times Owens has turned his back on Sami Zayn, from NXT to what they did on Monday Night Raw, all the way until Sami Zayn following him to SmackDown, you could have built so much off of that when you got here, Sammy versus Kevin in the cage made all the sense in the world. And then when this is over, never again the two shall meet for a while. Because you never say never in wrestling. This match, as I keep looking at Shane's stupid face on this screen, just makes me furious. It makes me furious that we are still going back to this bullshit formulaic stuff they like to do with the WWE, where we need to bring somebody from the past back to sell something. The Hell in a Cell itself is the relic from the past. It's all the relic that you needed. When done properly and booked correctly, all you need was to insert cage. You don't need to insert superstar / legend / corporate guy to sell the match. It's Hell in a Cell. It should sell itself. That wasn't easy to say, but I did get it out flawlessly. What will not be flawless will be the end of this match. I guarantee you. Shane McMahon gets overactive in the ring. He gets hyper. You know, Chris Jericho was noted on saying it. You could see him on Monday Night Raw in certain cases when he was fighting Shane McMahon a while back and telling him, calm down. Slow down. Calm down. Because he just gets ramped up. He wants to play with the big boys. He's very, very stiff. I don't trust it. And inside a Hell in a Cell, I trust it even less. And I expect Kevin Owens to win this match. If Shane McMahon wins, then I just might be out. I really just might be out for the first time ever. They are grinding me to the bone. And I don't know if it's because I have to come here and do these reviews for you and I actually get to sit and analyze and see the nonsense that I've been watching and how it really doesn't make any sense and how I'm really not enjoying myself unless it's a Wednesday night and I'm watching NXT. I can't get Lucha Underground anymore. That's why we don't cover it. I just can't find it. And I do not have, even though I have Verizon, I don't have El Rey in my package for some reason. I know many others do. Maybe I just don't have that particular package that allows that channel to me. So it doesn't matter anymore anyway because Lucha Underground's not been renewed for season 4. So this third season will be the final season until we hear any further news of some other network possibly picking them up. But that's highly, highly unlikely. The market is going to be flooded with some Lucha talent right now. And you'll probably see some of them show up on GFW and maybe even over here in the WWE sometime soon. But that's it, you guys. That's your Hell in a Cell preview. We're going to all tune in on Sunday and check this garbage out. And we are going to be here Sunday night for you guys to unleash my wrath and bring the hammer down on the WWE as we do when the situation calls for it. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is my boy Blue, the Snowball Microphone. You have been watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV. Don't forget, if you enjoyed today's broadcast, to smash that thumbs up, punch it right between the eyeballs, and leave a big black mark. Pang! Give it to me right now. And while you're over there, hit that subscribe button if you have not joined the Sledgehammer Club by now. What the hell are you waiting for? Didn't you see how many people we got this week? It's been the biggest influx of subscribers that I've ever had, and I need to thank each and every one of you that climbed on board this week, and I'm happy to have you guys with us. Also, while you're down there hitting buttons and whatnot, ring-a-ding the little doorbell next to the subscribe button so you will always know right up to the very second every time a video gets uploaded right here on YouTube. And give us a little love and show Clutch Chairs your eyeballs, because that's all you need to show them. Hit that little link right in the description below. Check out all the WWE chairs that they got there. Buy one if you got a lot of money. You can go buy one. And, it's really good for your back, I heard. It's some kind of fancy word. It's not ergonomic or ergonomic. It's some kind of nomic. It's a good chair. Go check it out. Click that link in the description below. It's fucking awesome. That's all you need to do to help support the show. That is going to do it, everybody. And I am out of here. And we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Only on Sledgehammer TV. See you Sunday for the review.